The League is a place where people can go and it's trusted and will give folks a feeling of there's a history, there's a reputation there.
I came to the League of Voters right after World War II. My mother was a good friend of Margaret Sanger, and Margaret Sanger wanted to open some birth control clinics in Chicago, which was illegal. And her friend, of course, was Jane Addams. And Jane Addams encouraged her to open a birth control clinic near Hull House. So my mother was out there on Halsted Street, distributing leaflets. And the police picked her up. And she just felt it was important to use your rights and let people know what's right and what's wrong.
We called the League our graduate school before we went to graduate school. Almost all women who ran for office came out of the League.
I had joined because my kids were going to be going to the Chicago Public Schools, which they did. I learned how to read a budget because we looked at the budget of the Chicago Public Schools and got hooked.
I'm a retired nurse. My main focus was adequate health care for people. That was something that was important to me, so then after I retired, I joined the League.
The first meeting I ever went to was a briefing, and it was absolutely mind-blowing. I learned so much.
I've always been kind of a political junkie, and it was a very interesting way to learn a lot about policy.
I was 20 and I joined the League. I was with the League for all the time until I became a state representative. And I have been in office during parts of 5 decades and 2 centuries.
I recently ran for Congress in the 5th Congressional District. I joined the League last year, a few months after the 2016 election.
I'm originally from New York City. It just kind of was a perfect fit for me to have the League as part of, my journey of being in Chicago and, especially learning more about politics in Chicago.
This League has 2 arms, so to speak. One arm is voter service, voter registration and providing information before elections and that type of thing. The other aspect, and part of the reason it was founded, was to have people know the issues and to take stands on issues and to lobby.
One of the things that I enjoyed the most and was most involved in was the study of the 1970 Constitution for the League in Highland Park. And then I was asked to help run the referendum for the city to adopt the final product. And I went all over making speeches about what was in the new Constitution.
One of my goals has been teaching people how to get what they need from government. And we went around the state educating the public. We developed 4 workshops. They were how to lobby, how to run for office, your local government, and your constitutional rights.
I remember going to some meetings with members of the state legislature, and representing the League there.
In 1984 was a presidential election, and we had PolitiFest. We rented a stage, we had music, so the candidates could stand up there and they had 3 minutes, 5 minutes to talk.
Through the course of being involved with the League, I've been all over the city, talking to people about voting. I've actually gone into Cook County Jail with Chicago Votes and done voter registration. And I've also worked on the Ida B. Wells Street renaming project. We ended up having 50 other organizations across Chicago sign on in support of the project.
What the League gives you is an opportunity to study, to come to consensus, to truly understand issues, to figure out what a problem is and how then to solve it.
Some of the issues that are always there, like schools or public education, that has been there forever, but also housing. Healthcare is one that is from the 1920s.
After the 2016 election, we had a dramatic increase in membership, and one of the things is that we were there with a lot of expertise because we had some hardcore long-term members who had been working on this stuff for a long, long time, and so we were able to put people to work right away. I'm not sure that our foremothers knew that we would still be around 100 years later, and I'm not sure that they realized how needed we would still be.
Despite all the craziness that can happen in politics, that you still have that fundamental grounding and understanding of like the things that are important, like making sure people are registered, that they understand their rights as registered voters, that feels like a safe space.
I joined the membership committee and started talking about diversity. People are thinking about immigration in a different way, people are thinking about religious minorities in a different way, and now we've got this committee, and I'm now working on doing aldermanic forums throughout the city.
Because of the growth of membership, we are so much more capable of doing so many different things, and we are doing so many different things. The League is more important than ever.
I'm glad to see that so many people have joined it. People have found out about the League of Women Voters.